Okay, so you finished your workout. I hope you loved it. Now let's do a little stretch together. So we're going to begin with our quads. They're our biggest muscle, one of our biggest muscles in our legs. So we're going to grab on, bringing those knees towards each other. And you want to tuck the bottom part of your hip forward so that you get a nice stretch from your knee all the way up through the hip. Now, if you're feeling really wobbly, you could grab onto something to help yourself practice and stabilize. You could also do one of my favorite tricks where we grab onto that ear or maybe your nose or your belly button, something that brings that awareness into the center line of your body. The ear is my favorite one. Again, continuously pressing through that bottom part of the hip, feeling that nice opening through the quad. We'll hold this for a couple moments. And then slowly release. Let's do the other side. So again, if you need that balance support, feel free to grab onto something. Now, often people just bring their knees together and they feel like a stretch to their quad, but it's not a very good stretch. So again, tucking that hip forward, pressing that hip forward, bringing those knees together, feeling that stretch all the way up into the hip flexor, down into the knee. Dropping that shoulder back into your spine, knees together, that option to hold the ear or the nose for that balancing feeling here. Breathing. All right, let's take that same foot. Let's extend it out nice and forward, reaching your arm forward, sitting your sit bones back and down. Here we find our hamstring stretch. So you should feel a nice stretch from your calf all the way up into your hamstring here. Now you do have that option. You could elevate your leg on something like a bench, or you could just simply stay here. If you want to bring your hands down, you can choose to do that. If that's too far, you can bring your hands to your upper thigh, bringing that chest down and forward, getting a little bit of a deeper stretch. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Extending that other side out nice and long, reaching those arms forward, sitting those sit bones down and back. And then option to drop those hands down. Or bringing them to your thigh, your choice here. You might feel that nice stretch behind the knee. Good, let's step our feet forward. Bending nice and deep through the knees, dropping your forehead down towards your chest. Extending up through those sit bones, we just get this nice, beautiful forward fold position. If your hands don't quite reach the mat, that is okay. You can ground them on your thighs. The idea here is we just want to get that nice extension up the back side of our body. Taking a nice deep bend through the knees, slowly rolling up. We're going to stretch in through our hip rotators here. So this one you could do laying on your back. We're going to do it standing. And again, if you want to grab onto something because you need some balance, you can do that too. So taking that one leg, let's crisscross it over the other leg and sit our sit bones down and back. Now you should feel that nice stretch through the rotators of the leg that's bent. So like I said, if you wanted to lay onto your back, all you do is lay onto your back and then you grab on like this, grabbing onto that thigh. So again, your choice if you want to do this laying on the ground or balancing. Isn't balancing fun? Good, switching sides. Crisscross and down. Now, today we are just stretching one side each. If you're noticing that you're tighter on one side than another, please go ahead and stretch the tight side twice. So I like to recommend you go tight, not so tight, tight side. Because you're never going to get any looser on that tight side if you just stretch it at the same amount that you stretch your looser side. Ooh, a little balance. There we go. And then slowly coming up. Okay, so now we're going to get our lateral stretch. So reaching one arm up high towards the sky, other arm reaches down. We're going to stretch up and over to one side. Getting that nice, beautiful lateral stretch. Now, if you had a wall close to you, you could turn to the wall and kind of up and over to the wall and really rotating open through that chest. So we don't want to be rounded forward. We want to rotate open. So if you want to use a wall, you can feel free to do so. Good, dropping that arm. Let's do the other side, up and over. So again, same thing here. Even though if we're not using a wall, we want to make sure that we're not collapsing forward. We're opening through that chest, reaching up and over to the side. Beautiful. Arms open up nice and wide, getting that nice, beautiful chest expansion. Drop those hands to your glutes, pressing through that chest, rounding the shoulders back and down, getting a little bit more of a deep stretch through the front side of our shoulders. Maybe even a little bit into our wrists here, which always feels nice. Good. Let's pull one arm across, getting the back side of that shoulder stretch. Let's pull the other side across. Clasping onto our hands, we round through that upper back, getting a nice upper back stretch. Good. Bringing our hands back to our sides. We're going to have hands on opposite sides. So one hand behind us, one hand on the other side. And we're just going to lift through our chest and stretch, rotating over to the one side. This is going to stretch your mid back. Good. Switching hands, one hand behind us, one over to the side, and we're going to twist, stretch, stretching through that mid back again on the other side. Nice, beautiful stretching. Now, I think that's it for today. I hope you really enjoyed your workout. You got a good solid stretch here at the end. Feel free to replay this video and stretch through a second time. Have an amazing day.